What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a video that you guys have requested a few different times, but I haven't gotten around to making it until the weather was nice. So today we're going to be doing the first video in the Meet My Horses series. You guys have been wanting me to do this series for a little while, so we're going to start today. And in these videos, I'm going to talk a little bit about each horse that I have here on the property and kind of their story and what I do with them, how long I've had them, etc. So yeah, we're going to start with first and foremost Sugar, which is this mostly white paint mare standing in front here. Sugar, I have had the longest, and so she kind of has seniority in this place. She's not the top of the herd, but in my heart she is. So Sugar, I got her about 15 and a half years ago as I'm filming this, and she's probably around 17 or 18 years old this year. So she was just a baby when I got her. My dad bought her when I was about 7 years old, as like my Christmas / birthday present. He bought her and a gelding that came with him. So I'm sure some of you guys have heard the story of Sugar 100 times, but I'm going to tell it again in this video. So yeah, I got her when I was about 7 years old, and I'm 22 now, so it's been about 15 years. And she was really actually pretty nasty when we got her. She was only 2 or 3. She was just a baby, and I think all that the previous owners did with her was just halter break her, and that was about it. She was just a moody, grouchy teenager. She actually attacked me at least one time, that I know for sure. But she really has grown up to be an awesome little horse, and she is grade. We don't know what her breeding is, so we just call her Paint. But she is my lesson horse. She is my go-to, like, steady Eddie. If I have someone come out that doesn't ride a lot or has never ridden before, I put them on her. She is super easygoing and has really just turned into the best little horse. She just got done with a roll, as you can see. She's not the cleanest, but yeah, so Sugar primarily right now is just being used for lessons. I do also trail ride her. She's not my main trail horse anymore. For a long time she was my main trail horse, but I kind of retired her from that, and I just use her as a backup now because she is insanely slow. She will be at all the way in the back of the trail ride, moseying along a mile behind the other horses. Like, it's almost a little bit agonizingly slow. And so she kind of just goes as a backup now if I need her, if one of the other horses is lame. But otherwise, she's amazing on the trails. She will cross anything. She'll go through water perfectly fine. She doesn't like any other horses near her butt or around her back end at all. That's really her only vice, I would say, is she does not like anybody around her butt. And even though she gets punished for it every time she kicks at somebody, she doesn't want anybody back there. I have done basically everything with Sugar. I have taken her through parades. I've taken her through shows. I actually did a drill team with her one year. She wasn't the biggest fan of that, but she did it. What else have I done with her? When I was younger, I started experimenting with barrels and stuff, and I would use her to run around on, trail riding. She's done about everything. Like, she's done everything. I taught her how to carry a flag. I haven't done that in years, but, yeah. One thing about Sugar is she doesn't have the greatest feet. So when I started the video, I don't know if you guys could tell, she was kind of favoring one leg there. She doesn't have very good feet. She's super tiptoey on gravel. Like, if I ride her down the road on the rocks, she just tiptoes on the rocks. So she definitely does not enjoy that. So obviously I was very young when I got Sugar. So I was only 7, and she wasn't broke or anything. She was actually very dangerous. So I was lucky enough that one of my dad's friends grew up with horses. She had trained horses and had a lot of horse experience. So she actually kind of came out and helped me get started with her. And for a few years, she was kind of just a pasture pet, which was, I'm now looking back, I'm glad she had time to grow up and stuff without me riding her. But yeah, for a few years, all she really did was just tolerate me as a little kid. And I think that's really what has helped make her so tolerant today, is because I got her as a little kid and I drug her all around the yard with me, and I jumped on her and I threw a saddle on her and I sat on her and just kind of just did whatever with her for a few years before I actually started riding her. So I would say that I broke her out pretty much myself. My dad's friend did kind of help me get started and kind of showing me what I needed to do with her. But really, I put the first rides on her all by myself in this little makeshift cattle panel round pen that my dad bought. I actually even have pictures. I'll see if I can find the picture of like her first couple rides. I remember my dad took a picture of us out in the field, and I'm like trying to get Sugar to stop. But yeah, so we have been through a lot together. She definitely knows me, and I know everything there is to know about her. I will never sell her. She is stuck with me for life. So yeah, she actually lost her life partner last fall. So it's May when I'm filming this. Back in October, the gelding that my dad bought with her actually passed away, and I think she had been with him her whole life. So he was about 20 when he died, and Sugar was only a couple years old when we bought them together. And I know that the previous owners did breed her, so I'm assuming she was with him her whole life. So that was kind of a hard transition for her to go through the loss of him, but she's with these girls now, and I think she's actually pretty happy and content being with the other two. So oh, she rides completely bitless. That's one thing. I do ride her. I started her in a bit, so she does know how to use a bit, although it's been like several years. But she rides totally bitless, and she has always been great about being bitless. I've never had any issues with control or anything with her. She is very respectful that way. So yeah, she never rides with a bit. She's a super easy keeper. I don't really ever have to give her like grain or anything. Although that may change now that she's getting older, but she's really not on any special grain. She's always been a fat, healthy, get fat off of air type of horse. So her main job now is just to be my lesson horse and teach other little kids how to ride like she did with me. And really, she's so tolerant of the little kids. She's also a good horse for them to learn on, I think, because she is a mare, so she once in a while can get a little bit grumpy and test her limits, and so that's really good for the kids to learn, you know, how to control the horse and kind of how to be the boss once in a while. So she definitely gives them a run for their money sometimes. But otherwise, she's so good about riding off by herself and taking care of the kids, and yeah, she's a great horse to have around. She's reliable. The only thing I wish was different about her is I wish she was like 4 inches bigger. She's only about 14 hands, and so she is definitely on the smaller side, and she's probably around 1,000 pounds. So I wish my boyfriend could ride her. She's definitely an amazing horse for people that have never ridden before, but she's just a little too small. And I have put, you know, a little bit heavier adults on her for like an hour lesson, or something like that, and she handles it great. She's pretty hardy, but yeah, I just wish she was a little bit bigger. But she's really a good size. Like for me, I think she'll be fine for me to ride the rest of her life, and so yeah, she left the frame. I guess she got tired of being on camera. But yeah, she's back there. She's really easygoing girl. She gets along pretty much with everybody. She's always been the bottom of the herd. Ever since I've had her, she's always been at the bottom. Our gelding was the boss, and she was at the bottom. And then that bay mare there, I always brought home as well, and she was always at the bottom. But for some reason this year, she got tired of being at the bottom, and now she's in the middle. So yeah, it's kind of weird how the dynamics change, but really she's done good in any herd, you know, any barns that I've moved her to. She fits right in, finds her spot in the herd, and she's content. So she's super versatile, and yeah, just a good, there, a good horse to have around. So, so yeah, that's Sugar. I don't know if I'm missing anything. I don't really think that I am, but I'll try to find some pictures to insert here of when I was younger and kind of first starting her. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. There will definitely be more of these videos coming. I've got a lot more horses here on the property to cover. And if in these videos in the past, present, or future, if you see a horse in my videos that doesn't have their own Meet My Horses video, it's probably because they either are not mine, or I no longer have them, whether I sold them or they have passed on. A lot of these horses that I have are project horses that I train and resell. I have client horses. And so, yeah, so right now I'm just going to be doing the horses that I own, and whether I sell them in the future or not, I'll still probably make a video about them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.